The first deck on the docket today will be Rakdos Broncos. This is a Rakdos midrange deck featuring Caustic Bronco. 2 cost, 2/2 creature. Says whenever it attacks, reveal the top card of your library and put it in your hand. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. If you saddled Bronco, your opponent loses that life instead. And we play this similarly to Dark Confidant in a mid-range shell. We're very low to the ground in terms of our mana values. We can saddle when necessary, but it's not that necessary most of the time. A turn 1 discard spell into turn 2 Bronco is occasionally a little too hard for some people to beat. And I think that we can ride that strength to victory quite a few times this league, and I'm hoping that we do exactly that. This deck is built very similarly to Rakdos Vampires in terms of early game interaction with 6 discard effects for Fatal Push. We're using that essentially to take control of the game starting on turn number 1. Duress and Thoughtseize both have significant implications across a wide variety of matchups in this format. Fatal Push is less good now than it's been in the past, but it's still pretty good, and it's still the best removal spell for 1 mana, especially in a Rakdos deck because we have Bloodtithe Harvester, a couple other ways to get Revolt without much trouble, and because of that, we're able to be one of the better, if not the best, Fatal Push deck because we are able to turn on Revolt. The strength of Fatal Push is being able to turn on the Revolt with ease. In Modern, it's with fetch lands, and in this format, it's with some Rakdos cards. Flipping Fable the Mirror Breaker turns it on. Lily Minus and having Lily die turns it on. Both the Harvester and its token turn it on. And that's about it, but that's enough. The rest of the deck is a lot of stuff you've seen before when it comes to Rakdos mid-range strategies, but I'll try to go over why I have some of the cards in the deck. We're playing 4 copies of Mutavault, and our spells reflect playing 4 copies of Mutavault. We play 4 Mutavault, but we don't play Cavern of Souls like the Vampire deck used to. Instead, we have a pretty big emphasis on easy to cast cards in order to allow for Mutavault to be a major player in our deck, because cards like Mutavault and Hive of the Eye Tyrant are excellent when Liliana the Veil type spells break both players down to their base components. I think Caustic Bronco also works well with Mutavault, being able to empty your hand and then leverage your lands for various effects is really strong. And you'll see us have like an aggressive tilt in some spots with Mutavault that just would not be possible otherwise. And the only thing it costs is not playing like 1 Kroxa and not playing 1 Molten Collapse and not playing too many cards in the 3-drop slot that cost double pips. Liliana the Veil does cost double black pip, and that is a little awkward sometimes if you draw 2 Mutavaults exactly. But from my experience, the 4 Mutavaults are so strong with Lily, and all of our lands do tap for black, at least, except for the Mutavault. And I think that means with 22 black sources, I think that we'll be fine on casting Lily. There will be games where we need to play a a Blightstep Pathway on red, and those may be spots where we draw Mutavault as our 3rd land, and then the Lily's a bit weaker. In those spots, you'll have some stress. Because we're playing Bronco, we need to play a few more things that do saddle so that we can turn the corner. I'm choosing to play 2 copies of Bone Crusher Giant. This gives us a little bit more interaction against the creature-based decks like Mono Red Slickshot, but also a pretty solid threat that we can just cast and then saddle, and then it's just like a fine threat in its own right. I was doing some brewing last week with Bronco, and I found that cards like Fable the Mirror Breaker are a bit worse when you're playing Liliana the Veil, because our hand gets to empty a little quickly, and instead of using Fable to pitch lands and then become spells, we basically are getting to chapter 2 of Fable often without any cards or with only 1 card in hand. And that does make it a little bit worse. So I think that there is some tension between Liliana the Veil and Fable the Mirror Breaker. And that's something that we need to figure out for ourselves, how best to alleviate that. And I think, honestly, it's just finding another good 2-drop. I've been kind of racking my brain for a 2-drop of a different color that's not Bloodtithe Harvester that could saddle Bronco and also works well in like a Lily Attrition shell. I didn't really come up with anything. I thought about it for like 3 days. I don't know. So we're going to lean into Bloodtithe Harvester, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and Bone Crusher as our only red cards. We could play some more red in the sideboard, but I don't think it's necessary. We're playing 3 copies of Shieldred the Apocalypse at the top end. I think it's wonderful. I think that it helps gain some life back in matchups where Bronco might have dealt us a little too much damage. Since we're stripping both players down to like their bare bones components, Shieldred is often going to be the last threat standing, and you'll see it in tandem with Lily on the Veil. It's going to be really strong in some matchups where your opponent has to play removal early on Bronco, gets their hand ripped apart by Lily, and then they just have nothing for Shieldred. And that's where you want to be. Our sideboard, we have 2 copies of Extinction Event. I think that there's going to be a slight resurgence in mono green. Arizax won a Pioneer Challenge with mono green a day or 2 ago. I watched System Magic streaming it last night, and I did some work on the deck myself. We have it on our backup deck, so I think the Extinction Event coming back makes a lot of sense, and I'll play 2 of that and 2 Path of Peril to compensate. We're playing 2 copies of Graveyard Trespasser as an extra way to interact with the graveyard. That's also a nice threat in some matchups, and it can saddle the Bronco. 2 copies of Go Blank in tandem with Graveyard Trespasser is a nice amount of anti-graveyard stuff. Go Blank with the Duresses and everything and the Thought Seizes helps out in some matchups where we need to get all of our Fatal Pushes and Go for a Throw out of our deck. The second Go for a Throw in the sideboard is just extra removal along with the cut down. The Duress pairs nicely with the Go Blanks and the Thought Seizes and the Lilies. 1 copy of Ashiok Dreamrender. That's going to be mostly for Niv Mizzet, but it can come in against Phoenix as well. 2 Damping Sphere, mostly for Lotus Field. And then finally 1 Grafdigger's Cage, which is mostly for Amalia, but a couple different graveyard decks might want it. This is Rakdos Bronco. Let's play League. All right, I think we keep this hand. We're in the draw, but we have a 2-drop removal into Lily or Bone Crusher, depending on the matchup. I think we go Hive into Cliffs and then just eat shit on the Blood Crypts. Well, now I want to play Mutawall first, but now I can't, so we'll just play Hive. Need to make sure our lands will enter the battlefield tap. This is probably Azorius Control, but it could be Spirits. The Azorius Control decks don't often play Pathway, but sometimes they do if they're the Lotus Field variant, and we've played against that variant a couple times lately. Adhikar Waste, probably not Control. They usually stay away from it. So I'm going to play the Hive and go for the threat on the instep. If they play something instep here, I will kill it. We don't want to try to cheese them with Lily. It's not really how the games work. They have a mana up, and they could have played it last turn, so I'm just going to wait now. And if they try to protect this, that's fine. It's not a big deal, but I can force a fight on their instep if I want to. Okay, well, let's try for Go for the Throat. Let's see if it works. It probably won't. If it gets countered, we'll just untap him. We'll kill it with a different removal spell. And they'll still draw a card out of it. But, you know, we might be able to come back from being behind here. A Fatal Push off the top for the Rattle Change would be quite nice. I haven't played too much against Spirits lately. Yeah, everyone likes Damping Sphere against Mono Green, but I don't, man. I hate it. I don't know why people... I mean, I get why people want it because it locks down locks down Lotus Field. But, like, it doesn't, like, stop the problem of Cavalier of Thorns, which is the big problem. Alright, well, we don't got to worry about Collected Company, but we do have to worry about a number of other things. Alright, I think I'm probably just going to cast Bone Crusher here. Actually, let's go for Bubble Spell. Harvester Bronco. Wild. I guess they just have protection here because they just ran that out. Alright, well, Spirits are a little tricky. We're gonna have a lot of removal after sideboard to help out. The Lilies are a bit awkward sometimes because they just have a lot of cheap creatures. I think we'll keep them in, but could certainly get in some serious trouble here. And our creatures don't block well. I'll probably board out Bronco in this matchup. It's more so for like the control matchups, the mid-range matchups. It's usually pretty weak against aggro. But if we attack and draw like a Fatal Push or whatever, like it feels pretty good, you know? And I probably would trade for a Mutawall here if they sent it, so... Luckily they didn't have a big thing. A Lord. Cryptic Coat. Cryptic Coat's tough. Can't be blocked, huh? Alright, well, I'm going to attack and see if we draw a piece of removal. We drew a land. I assume they're not going to trade. Alright, we can only play one spell, so I think I'm just going to concede. I don't want to show them that I have Lily. They don't necessarily know what's in my deck yet, but let's probably trim the Broncos. And I like the Thought Seizes, but I don't like the Duresses, so we'll cut these. And then I like Go for a Throat, cut down a couple Path of Peril, and a couple of Extinction Events. I think that's a good swap. So they had a really strong setup, and I assume that their last card was also just like a 1-mana blink effect as well. Be on the play for game number 2. We'll keep this opener. It's all removal. I'll remove all the time. Maybe I should have attacked with Mutavault on 2. You woke up at midnight. Oh boy. I was still up. I wish you'd messaged me back. Use Hungy though. You gonna be playing Modern after MH3? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a lot of decks in mind already for some of the cards that have come out, so I'm excited to try them. And we'll be moving into Modern RCQ season around that time as well, so. Supreme Phantom. Alright, we're gonna get a little aggressive here. They have so many flash things that there's very little reason to just hold up all my mana. It's unlikely that they're going to do anything on their main phase that bothers me. And we can win most fights now with Shieldred's Edict since it gets around some of their stuff. I'll play Sulphur Spring so I can potentially play 2 things. Scooter, you always be getting your therapy things wrong, man. I don't know. Maybe you should get a calendar. Thanks. Appreciate it. Another land. Definitely know what the doctor ordered. We basically don't want to run into rattle chains here. It's basically our biggest fear. I think I'll just take it here with the Phantom. Alright, well. Another land. This is bad news bears, chat. I think I'm going to cast Shieldred's Edict. Each opponent sacks cancel. I'll just take it. I really don't want to cast much until I know more about their hand, and we have to draw like a Thoughtseize or make them tap some mana. I've drawn a land almost every draw step this game. If they draw a card with this, I'll just kill it with Fatal Push and let them have the card. I might Edict this too while they're tapped out. Alright, so let's kill this. Each opponent sacks a non-token. It's unfortunate that we flooded so badly because our hand was like 3 removal spells, 4 lands, and we've just drawn 5 lands since then. Wedding Announcement's going to be tough for us to beat long term. But, I mean, we're out of spot removal, so let's just jam and be aggressive, I guess. Another land? I know 26 is a lot, but it's not usually that big of a deal. I guess we'll just get aggressive with our creatures. It's a vitamin. Yeah, I mean, we're getting whipped by spirits, but our draw has been pretty bad both times. Spirit's also not a deck that is around much, so it's like hard to justify changing your deck a lot to beat spirits. They have like some natural exploits with Spell Queller against Fatal Push, Edict effects against like just a ton of 1-drops and Cyber Wedding announcements and stuff, you know. Alright, so let's go Mutavault, and Hive. I guess we'll just get chewed up by Spell Queller. I don't think we can beat a Spell Queller no matter what we do, so let's not play any spells. Get lost, sure. I mean, look, we got extremely unlucky this game. I've drawn 2 spells and 9 draws, you know? Didn't draw Fable either game. We've also not lost yet, which is hilarious. The big problem is that casting 1 spell a turn against them is horrible. And so, like, Matilda, I mean, this thing having lifelink's bad for us. Edicts are bad against Wedding Announcement. Yeah, whatever, man. Too late. We'll get the 6-lander, even though it's got Fable. This hand's much, much, much better. Put back one of the Harvesters. Thoughtseize Bronco into Harvester is awesome. Thoughtseize and the Bronco is literally why we built the deck. I guess there's maybe an argument to put back the Mutavault, but I kind of like the 3rd land. Okay, we're in the Ox of Agonis bracket. So, guess we just take Tomb Scour and hope our graveyard is good. We got to try to kill him quickly, but I still think Bronco's better on 2. Harvester on 3. Full Service Amazing. Yeah, one of my favorites. I don't think we'll have time for that, and I don't want to take damage from my stuff, so we'll go like, maybe we'll play Mutavault on 3 instead of the tap Blood Crypt so that we can attack with Mutavault on 4. Because we really want to try to kill them quickly. So now they're going to play Breaking Entering off Blackleaf, probably. Alright, so they didn't hit anything that comes back now. That's good news for us. They do have 3 Silver Smoke Ghouls if they're able to gain some life. It will probably Fable next turn. Let's see what we hit off the saddle, though, before we play anything. Fatal Push. I think I'll play Blood Crypt that way. I'll just play Fable plus Fatal Push next turn, maybe. Something like that. Hardcast Narcomoeba. Maybe I should have hardcast Bone Crusher this turn. I just think Bronco's great. I don't think you need to saddle it very often. I just think it's just an excellent card. It's obviously good when your opponent's not interacting with you, but I think it's good when your opponent does interact with you as well. It's only really mediocre against hyper-aggressive strats, and we can always just board it out. Top 3. Opponent finds Creeping Chills, so that's going to bring back 3 Silver Smoke Ghouls. They're all tapped at least. We're definitely going to discard the Swamp. Actually, are we? Maybe we discard the Fatal Push. Because we're going to go Stomp, play it, saddle, attack. We're at 15, so we're not likely to die. Get rid of the fatal push. All right. Maybe I shouldn't have done anything. Hopefully this doesn't mill over things that are super scary. An Ox of Agonis and... Okay, I might die now. So, 369. Alright, I think it's unlikely I die next turn. But mostly that's just me not really knowing all what's in their deck. And the Ox of Agonis here is potentially scary. Yeah, I should have definitely kept the Fatal Push because I'd be able to Fatal Push one of these this turn. Alright, your go. M Profits. I just put the list up. Sorry. Okay, so they didn't do Ox, so I'm really curious what they have. All right, we're gonna go stomp one of the blockers. Oh, whoops. I guess I just forgot that part existed. That's fine. Let's go Blood Token, pitch a Sulfur Springs. Were we just lethaling? Oh man, I think we were just lethaling with Meat of Alt attack. I might have punted. I didn't even do the math. They had 3 blockers, 2 blockers with this. I think we were short. Alright, well, whatever. Let's see how they trade. Maybe we'll get killed next turn with Cut to Ribbons plus some Creeping Chills or something if they find some. But they're not playing Dredge, right? I have like a bad muscle memory against this matchup. Also could have played Bronco there. Hopefully it doesn't bite us. I just hit F6 too quick. We will have a ton of anti-graveyard stuff after game 1, though. But I'm not sure if it's enough. I know Leyline of the Void will be great. These like dredge style strategies are always so scary when they hit Creeping Chill. Does Creeping Chill hit Silver Smoke Ghoul? And then Silver Smoke Ghoul hits Twisted or Prized Amalgam. And that sequence is pretty rough sometimes. I do think that the Surveil lands are kind of cool in the deck. I didn't think about them there. I bet they're kind of wild in Modern Affinity if that deck ever comes back into existence. Breed the Fae, that's not something I ever thought about in that deck either. That's cool too. I feel like it has probably too many creatures for it to be truly great though. They should be dead to what I have in play. I just have to turn everything sideways. They needed to hit a couple more Creeping Chills, but they hit one and they drew one, so. Okay, so Grafdigger's Cage. Extinction Event, go blank. Trespasser and Ashiok. I don't think Path of Peril is good enough. I think Fatal Push is probably weak. I like getting aggressive. I think Lily's horrible. So it's probably just that. We'll just keep our 2-mana removal for the bigger stuff. All the creatures. So Lily, get all the exile things in. Possible we want Go for Throat over a Duress. But I think that they just have enough hits for Duress where it's okay. So maybe it's the 2 Edicts come out for a Duress and a Go for the Throat. Because Edicts are kind of weak against like Narcomoeba stuff. But we can kill one of their 3 power things and attack. Something like that. Alright, we got a mulligan our 1-lander. A lot of 5-lander, 6-lander, 1-landers today. Okay. My draws the other day were a bit smoother than this. This is awkward. But how can you complain when you're up a game? Tome Scour. It's Narcomoeba. That's the only thing. That's good. See how quickly my lilies and edicts look bad? Edge Maze. They hit Silver Smoke Ghoul. That's pretty terrifying. Their Tome Scour and they hit Chill. Uh-oh. Alright, so their deck is doing the thing. We're in some trouble, but they're not doing overwhelming things yet. Being on the draw, no discard on a mulligan, all 3 drops. Alright, found a 2-drop. Excellent. And luckily, unlike Dredge, they're not just going to continue to churn. They need something from their hand most of the time to continue. The next turn, I'll probably go like kill your Silver Smoke Ghoul and then Ashiok exile your graveyard. I don't want to do it until my turn because I don't want it to die and then they'll mill themselves and hit another chill. Since that doesn't come back until the end step, I think I'll target them just in case I hit some stuff that is necessary for them to win like a longer game. Vitamin. You know nothing about my playlist. It's so deep. It's like swimming in the ocean. Alright, we hit another Silver Smoke Ghoul. So they will be able to pressure this a little bit. They have 3 cards in hand. Otherworldly Gaze, Instep, awkward. Instant speed stuff makes Ashiok a bit worse. Alright, 2 lands went to the graveyard. They kept a card on top. Interesting. They hit Narcomoeba and Prize Amalgam. Uh-oh. Wanna hear my deepest sin. Alright, so this Ashiok's probably dead. And then I guess we just need to draw something nice off Fable. Oh no, Creeping Chill off the top? Brutal. Oh, they're going face. I love it. They don't even care about Ashiok. Why would they? Ashiok's trash. Unfortunately, we have to chump with the Goblin. Trophy. That's game. But the song's gone on too long. Would love to play first. And is awesome. We'll keep. Start with a Duress over Cage. Turn 1 Cage stops a lot of stuff, though. If they have double Tome Scour. And I think our discard spells will be able to take away their removal for it. So we can go like... I guess we can go turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Thoughtseize Cage off of this, which is technically better. Turn them all to 6-2, so I'll probably just do that. Got cat hair, my nose is all itchy. They're on 4 cards, chat. I think they're in trouble. Yeah, I've seen some people try to vampires. Can be awkward looking sometimes. I will take the Otherworldly Gaze. Alright, so we'll go Cage, so nothing can come back. And we'll Thoughtseize, probably Breaking Entering. Alright, leave them with just a land. Let's hope they don't have anything off the top to kill the Cage. We'll try to kill him quickly. We'll go ahead and play Bronco first. I think that's better than playing the Go Blank, because currently their graveyard's locked. Until they kill the Cage, I don't really need to Go Blank. But if once I get like 2 cards in hand, if they're kind of rotting, and I have like a half turn to do something, then I probably will. Hardcast Narcomoeba, yeah. I guess I just attack and then Ashiok. That way I just have 2 things that ruin them. Yeah, Narcomoeba locked. I'll go ahead and play the lands. I'm gonna deck them, chat. I'm gonna deck them. I want to make sure their graveyard's empty in case they do draw an answer for the Cage. I could play Harvester there instead. I also could have played Harvester, not attacked, and then use Harvester to kill, Narcomoeba or whatever. I'm going to hold the land to maybe discard to the Blood Token next turn. But I do like dealing the damage with the Mutavault. Rise the Malcolm. I'll probably offer a trade here with the Harvester. That way I can start attacking with the Mutavault and the Hive. We're basically just trying to constrict their resources long term. And they chose not to block. I think that makes some sense for them. Let's go pitch the Sulphur Springs. Maybe we should pitch Go Blank at this point. Alright, we'll let them attack here. That's fine. Shieldred should be tough for them. We draw a land, we can hit them for 5 and play Shieldred. Alright, so they drew another prize to Malcolm. We'll just say go. Next time we can go like Bronco swing with everybody. Maybe the Mutavault too. They're getting pretty low in life. I don't know if they can even afford to block Mutavault. Maybe we just attack with these 2, deal them 3, play Bronco, go blank their hand and graveyard. Something like that. They attack Ashiok with either or both. I think I just let it happen. If they get me with a kill spell in the Shield Red, that means that their Grafdigger's Cage is still not doing anything. And they're like so quick to double block that I doubt that they have anything. This is just like Desperation double block. And now they get hammered pretty hard here. And I'm going to go and exile their graveyard too to make sure that the Malcolms never come back. This Thursday? Yes. What do you think of the Bronco deck so far? I lost round 1 to Spirits, and it felt a little wonky. And I've had, like, medium draws so far, but I did really like the deck last week when I was playing it. So I need to test more, obviously, but a couple breaking enterings is fine. Doesn't matter. We have Cage. All right, this hand looks great. We'll keep. Got turn 1 Duress, turn 2 either Removal Spell Harvester, turn 3 Removal Spell Harvester, turn 4 Shield Red if find a land. Probably top 5 life experiences. All right, so they already have a Lotus Field, so Scrying just goes and gets the other thing. So I guess we just take Strings. And then we just try to pressure them with Harvester, Mutavault. Then yeah, that was Full Collapse was that album. I actually really like A City by the Light Divided. I believe that was their 3rd or 4th studio album. And it was not like very well received, but I've listened to it front to back probably like 5 or 10 times since I turned like 30, and it hits really good on some of the songs for sure. All right, someone's crying. Gonna go get the Odawara. Interesting. Okay, so they probably drew Thespian Stage, and they're just getting some utility lands in there. All right, so let's discard. Cancel that. All right, let's go play Mutavault. I'm gonna discard. Go for the Throat. Let's go. Oh no, I got ruined. I got ruined, chat. I got tricked. I got tricked. If I had just done the thing I was going to do and not played the Mutavault, I would have been able to play Hive this turn. And now I think I'm not going to get this into play quickly enough. Yeah, Paris in Flames is good. War All the Time's great. The War All the Time album was a pretty big hit with the public. It is probably my 3rd favorite album of theirs, honestly, but it's still very good. To me, anyway. I was right about the Thespian Stage. I don't know why they don't just play Lotus Field. Valaget on poor. That's why. Okay. We drew the untapped land for the Shelly. Shelly! Shelly might be a little too tough for them to beat here. God, I'm so glad I drew this untapped land. Because next turn we can attack for 9. If all they do is play Lotus Field, we just attack for 9. And then they have to Odawara this before they draw extra cards. Copy now. I think that the damage is worth more than the discard with Lily. If we had not sequenced our discard poorly, I don't even know that it was a poor sequence. It was just an unfortunate sequence. There's no way they can upkeep bounce. Upkeep bounce taps them out. Great playlist. Thanks, Armstrong. I just enjoy listening to music, chat, and I hope that you don't mind my music. And I'm glad that some people find connection through music like I do. So they need Hidden Strings to be the card they drew for turn? Or drew last turn, I guess? Oh, no shot they drew it. Come on. Man, I got... Oh, Vizier? Okay, Vizier is not enough. They need another Vizier now. I thought that they drew Hidden Strings. I was about to be really mad. They needed exactly Hidden Strings. But double Vizier also works. Or Vizier and Hidden Strings also works. Nice. Winning game 1 against Lotus Field always feels good. Alright, so we want the Duress, the 2 Damping Spheres to go blank. Ashiok's pretty good. And I don't mind Trespasser. We have a lot of removal that's got to come out, and and all the removal basically is dead. And I think maybe 1 Bone Crusher can come out, something like this. Sure, this hand's great looking. Oh no! We got debated, chat. Alright, well, I'll probably attack for 2. Oh, maybe I messed up here. Playing this. But I want to attack for 2. They bricked my hand, and I'm hoping Lily just chews them up. Lily plus is pretty solid. Unfortunately, they have Leyline plus a functional draw. It's very difficult for Rakdos deck to beat for sure. I do think that there's potential for a Golgari build of Bronco. We played against one last week on stream. It looked good. We'll just pitch the Dead Thought Seeds. We don't have a way to get Leyline off the table, so we'll just tick up Lily until we die, or they die. They also have a Borrower after sideboard. Interesting. Copy Blue Source. I guess they're playing around Damping Sphere. It's another reason why I like Damping Sphere in the board. I haven't seen too much Lotus Field around lately. I think it's the metagame's very hostile towards it. Mono red, Slickshot decks, I think, beat it up pretty bad. And as a result, I think that most of them have fallen away. I do think that our build of Rakdos is pretty good against Lotus Field style strats because the play pattern of discard into Bronco allows for a lot more discards to be drawn. Obviously, Leyline of Sanctity changes that math a bit. Very little we can do about it now. We know they have Lotus Field, so they're just like desperately playing around Damping Sphere. Okay, well, we're just gonna discard the, I guess the Ashiok. I don't want them to know that I like have backup shield reds in case they have counter spells. Alright, so they're gonna charm for the Lotus, and we're probably dead. Because they do. I guess they can go set Thespian Sage copy. They might go get a creature. They just discard a Lotus field. Okay. They're gonna go get Lotus. Doesn't Ashiok stop searching library from them? Yeah, but like that only does anything if you're on the play on turn 3, usually. I guess it's okay. Maybe we should have kept it over one of the other things. That's probably fair. That's probably fair. I never said I was a role model. They have so few cards left in their deck, or in their hand. They wouldn't got Beseiju. Alright, well, I think it'll be difficult for them to kill Shieldred. Or get it off the table, rather. So I guess this was a good turn to go Ashiok plus activate Mutavault and attack. So definitely should have held Ashiok over one of the 3 Shieldreds. So let's just assume that that was just a mistake on my part. The ley line also stops the Lily ultimate, so this is literally just tick up forever, but I think that that's good. It's another reason why I like this build against them. Alright, so they're dead next turn, so they have to kill us now, or get the Shieldred off the table. Something they could get back from the grave that's scary. Maybe the Brazen Bar, because it's a bounce effect, in case they have Balagad recovery. Alright, so they didn't have a bounce spell here. They're just doing little puzzles in their head, chat. Let's see if they can find a way out. Archer Charm is the cast. I can't edict them, so they could go get like Grazer and block. Something like that, I guess. I don't know. Oh, that's interesting, Bobby. Are you playing a lot with Lily these days? Are you on Bronco as well, or are you still playing Vampires? I really liked 3 Lily in my sideboard of Vampires. So much so that I'm like have cut the caverns to facilitate. So Moondris. Okay, so they're hidden stringsing. One card left. Yeah, and they played around it quite a while, Bob. They went like they didn't even play Lotus until like 5 when they end of turn Archdruids it. They were very conscious of the damage sphere the whole time. I do think having a combination of things like that, permanents that affect them, discards that affects them, pressure that affects them, it's the only real way you can beat Lotus in a consistent way. You just have to surround them from all sides. Very similar to how you had to do Mono Green Devotion. Gotta like attack the elves and the hands. Just a weirder type of permanent is Lotus Field compared to the others. Our Archer's Charm. We went and got Vizier of Tumbling Sands. Interesting. They're going to go to 5. That means that Hive attack plus shoulder trigger is going to get them, and they are currently stuck blocking, but they're digging, right? If they're cycling there, Dark Petition. What a weird turn this one's been. Okay, GG. All right, they're on a mull to 6. Our hand is on the draw pretty good with this Fatal Push and the Harvester. Oh, nice. That is a punch. So they could have. You're right. They could have went double punch it. Urbarg. Thoughtseize. So it's probably what you calls it? Waste Not. This one can be tough for us. Our removal is pretty weak. Too many words? Yeah. That first ability is literally search your library for a creature or a land. If it's a land, put it on the battlefield tapped. I don't know, man. I doubt I'm going to play or attack with the Mutavault on 2, and I want to threaten a Harvester on 2. This is also a little bit of tension in the deck is Harvester Mutavault, but it's been fine in the Vampire strat, and I think that Harvester just being a 2-drop that can crew Bronco is quite nice. But Harvester versus Mutavault is the reason why I've been contemplating swapping colors for whatever it's worth. I don't want to deal myself damage, and I know they're not going to play 2-drop, so let's just play the land tap that they know about. Unfortunate that they know about it, but it is what it is. Chat, if you're interested in the Bronco deck, this is the last round of testing before I write a sideboard guide. I'll be building a sideboard guide for the deck tomorrow and posting it. If you're interested. Children's Edicts. That one's fine. Field O Ruin means my Mutavaults probably won't do much. I think I'm going to go ahead and play Bone Crusher. I don't think we'll do much with the deal 2. Do you play Mono Black or any other variation? Yes, I did play Mono Black with Asylum Visitor and Tenacious Underdog. I went 4-1 with that one. I went 4-1 with the Rakdos one that looked a lot like this one. I went 3-2 or 4-1 with a different Rakdos one that was a little bit different than this one. All right, so they have the Fatal Push. No, it's Clean to Dust. That's fine. Yeah, if you're interested in the older versions, you can check out my YouTube. I don't want to get rid of the push yet because they might have shouldered, and they know about push, and so if I pop this blood token, they'll just probably do that. Go duress. Let's see what's up before we attack. We'll just take the invoke. Attack for 4. I think I'm going to go ahead and pitch a land since I have so many. But maybe we just wait till end step in case they draw a discard spell. But if I draw Bronco, I'll definitely want Bronco in play here. Let's pitch Sulphur Springs. Any 2-drop would be nice. Creature land would be nice. Children's Edicts, whatever. I have an answer to Shieldred now and Liliana of the Veil. I take so on Bronco? Yeah, I'm digging it. Card's good. If you were to pick a deck to give you the best shot at top 8 or winning a Pioneer RCQ, what would you suggest? Well, I've recently won an RCQ with Mono Red Slickshot. I posted my list before the event, my thoughts after the event, and I have a sideboard guide with a slightly older variation if you want to understand your matchups better. That's all on the Patreon if you'd like to learn more about it. If you are playing from scratch and you don't know anything about the format, I would recommend just playing Vampires or Phoenix because they have a lot of similar play patterns to older Pioneer decks as well as decks in other formats, and I think that they're both great. But I do like Mono Red Slickshot, and I like aggressive decks in general against weaker players. And I think the RCQ fields are relatively mid. All right, Cling to Dust. Flooding out pretty bad. But that keeps happening, so it's probably just a deck construction error that we can solve later. Extinction event, that's fine. I was hoping it was Shieldred so that my Edict would deal with it. Alright, some sort of threat here. Liliana the Veil would be nice. Shieldred's pretty good too. I'm gonna be sad if I get with the Go Blink, but I want to be able to use my mana in case they play a Shieldred. So they're gonna Bitter Triumph. Sign in Blood. Okay. Maybe they're not playing Waste Not. This is a mono black mid looking deck and not really a Waste Not looking deck. Alright, they just played a draw 2, so let's take a look and see if we can take something good from them. Take the Invoke. Yeah, this is not Waste Not. This is just like mono black mid range. I wonder if they're Broncoing also. I hope that they burn this demo field. The July event is going to be Modern on Saturday and Modern on Sunday, Armstrong. And then we'll probably go back to teams in August, just so you know. They drew a land. Their last card is Extinction Event. I don't really care about that. We'll hold on to the Thoughtseize for at least another turn. And then if I draw a creature, I can go Thoughtseize Creature. Can you dig it? Can y'all dig it? Oh yeah, it'll be after Modern Horizons as well. So it'll be Brewer's Paradise. This does let them play Cling to Dust. Castle Lockthwain's not the best for me, but they don't have that many cards in hand. I think I'm still just not going to Thoughtseize so they can't castle more aggressively. And I think I just want to make sure I can take something from them before they... I just want to take a removal spell before I play my creature. Alright, let's go Thoughtseize you. This Fable is great. I want to see what's up. Okay, so all spot removal and Extinction Event. So I'll just take push, force them to use discard or something else. And now we can turn 2 of our removal spells into spells next turn. I doubt they'll use Castle, but they might go Bitter, discard, Extinction Event, and then Castle to dig for a creature or some way to start closing the game. They're at 4, but they don't have any of these cards left in hand. Field of Ruin. 1 card left. They have Cling to Dust. We have 1 swamp left to go get. Pitch 2 of these removal spells. I think I'll keep Edict. They can use the Field of Ruin to kill the Mutavault. Maybe I should not have played the Mutavault. In case, well, because they have incentive to use the Field of Ruin so that they can cling. They keep messing up with their mana, but they're just playing fast because it doesn't matter. Oh, they're going to 2? This is great for me because now Bone Crusher's a kill. So I just have an out in my deck that kills them. Swamp is the card drawn. 4 mana. Shoulder, that's not good enough. Opponent attacks a non-token. If this is enough to draw the concession. They have an answer for Bronco. It's not. Well, they have 1 card in hand, so drawing a card here with Castle is a kill, even with Shouldered in play. Alright, so this matchup, it feels like we have far too many removal spells. I think we'll keep the 2 mana ones. We'll cut Fatal Push. We'll just go for Go Blank and Trigger Trespasser. And I think for the Duress, I like Edict because they're likely to have Liliana the Veil. I don't think any of this other stuff really matters. All right, well, we got discard into Bronco. They have discard in their deck as well, so they're likely to break me up a little bit. Bloodsoaked Champion. What the fuck? So this is their answer? This is their post-sideboard threat that they're relying to do a lot of damage? There's no shot that this is their deck after sideboard, man. Okay. Whatever. So they just probably have 8 sideboard threats. I'm just going to keep my deck the same after a board. I don't think Fatal Push is that good here. My anti-graveyard stuff is still pretty good too. I think I'm going to upkeep Edicts. The Scrounger plus Bloodsoaked Champion combo is a little wonky, but the second Edict should stop the Scrounger for good. But the Bronco doesn't really do much against the 2 removal spells in hand. Something like Fable or Lily here would be awesome. I guess because they... I'll just Bronco. Maybe I should have went Lily Tick Up, but they do have Bitter Triumph for it. Turn off auto yields. If they go for Edict, I'll probably sack Mutavault. Wonder if they just bring back Scrap Heap, though. That's fine. We'll animate Mutavault. If they kill that and get both, that's fine. We'll just go Land Lily Edict, and then they'll have 2 cards in hand or 1 card in hand. Definitely just soak this 3. Okay. We'll take 3 down to 13. They have 2 cards in hand. I don't think we know either of them. They played the Edicts, the Urborg, and the Demo. Let's go Lily, Edict, and then we'll use this to chew up their hand for the rest of it. And we got rid of their Bitter Triumph as well because of the Bronco pressure. And they don't have any creature in the graveyard to bring back for Scrounger as of right now. And if they play Shieldred, we have an answer to it too, which is sick. Invoke is brutal. I guess it's not that bad. We already did most of our work. Play Shieldred. Should have played on red because they have the Urborg, but I don't think we'll need it with the extra with this. But they do have multiple demos, so could be wrong. I definitely should have played on red. That's a mistake. Just a mistake on my part. Let's hope it doesn't kill us. Could definitely bite us this turn as well. Yeah, the moment I did it, I was like, wait, this is a punt. So we're going to have to draw a red source here. And I hope they don't have Fatal Push as their last card. Or as one of their last couple. Because we don't have a mountain. They do have the push too. That's horrible for us. So embarrassing. I kind of just want to concede. I think I'm going to. Okay. Man, they Invoke Despair is brutal. Do I want to even play first? Not really. Be on the draw. I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. Keep this one. Harvester's kind of mid. The others are good. Should probably play a mountain? No, I should have just played my pathway on red. I just made a mistake. I don't think a mountain is worth when you're playing Lily. And just like I would rather play a Silkenzon, and I don't even want to play a Silkenzon. That's brutal, man. That's fine. I still have Bronco on 2 though. We can just ignore Blood Soaked. It just deals us 2 damage every turn for the rest of the game. It doesn't block, doesn't sack anything. It soaks Edicts, but there's like no reason to ever block it. They'll just bring it back. It is kind of a cool thing. Maybe we should consider it for our sideboard for when we get more aggressive in these attrition-heavy battles. It's got to be a sideboard plan. We saw like half their deck in game 1. March is fine. We'll go for a Fable this turn. That's all of our swamps. Okay. just gonna play Shieldred and hope they don't have an answer for it. They just played an Edicts. I don't know. I feel bad discarding those spells, especially with them just having 2 cards left in hand, but their sideboard plan of small creatures that are hard to kill is giving me headaches. Ah, dang, Nick, that's brutal. I'm afraid I'll hit that wall at some point in the future, but I haven't come that close for a while. Another miner. And a trespasser. Okay. So now we can play 2 Broncos. We're like not under that much pressure here. It seems like a lot, but with Shieldred, we're going to gain some life. The attacks don't really hurt us that bad. You can play 2 Bronco and threaten like a double block on Trespasser. You can also maybe get aggressive. Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'm just going to cast this as a 4/3 blocker. I'm going to sit on the Shieldred for a turn. Force them to kill it before they attack. Cast a Lockthwain. A bit scary. It do be like that, Nick. I had a lot of legacy help from previous collection stuff. We'll sack, I guess, Bone Crusher. Maybe it's Bronco. Oh, can I undo? Oh man, I could have sacked Reflection instead. That's a mistake. That's brutal. Maybe they'll get aggressive here. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. I'm gonna attack with both. They're like dead next turn if they don't trade. I actually don't mind them drawing the card though because I had the Shieldred in play. Yeah, it's just my fault. I don't play against Invoke Despair very often. I know a lot of you played a lot of Standard when it was around with Fable, and I didn't. That was just a lack of game knowledge or whatever. That's my fault. They're blowing up my land. I don't have anything to stop it. Maybe they just didn't draw any creatures on their opener. I can't imagine that their sideboard is 15 creatures. We just like played all of game 1 without seeing any creatures. I'll take 6, man. I guess, you know? They want to draw a card, they take 2 more down to 9 and then 1 for 8. Then they're dead to this. I probably should have boarded this out after board. Alright, well, we're at 11, so I'm just not afraid of dying. Unless I draw a Shieldred here on accident. Harvester's awkward. 2, 4, 6. Still very difficult to die. I'm just gonna say go, I guess. Is there anything in the graveyard even worth taking? Not really. So if they go for castle and don't draw removal for the Shieldred, they die on their upkeep. So they're at 3, and they drew this, so they're dead. GG. So this is why I don't like this plan, man. It just like doesn't work with marches and invokes. It's just like a different deck. And like, yeah, I have trouble beating these with spot removal, but I'm boarding out spot removal. These are great against spot removal, and I don't keep in spot removal against your no creature deck. You know, we'll take 6, and we'll just not even crew with the Bronco. But this is a forced death because it's 1 from the castle and then trigger from Shieldred, so they have to draw something that gains life. Nice. All right, 3 and 1. Let's see, let's get rid of Cliffs. That way we don't randomly screw ourselves at some point. We'll go Blood Crypt into Blackcleave into Haunted Ridge. Phoenix will be a tough test. Hopefully we draw Duress or something here to make sure that our Bronco can survive. Maybe 25 lanes is the move. We'll talk about it in a minute after this match is over. I think whatever I play here is going to die, so we're going to go Harvester, and then on 3 Fable, and on 4 maybe double Bronco, and hopefully one of those 2 Broncos survives. So like main deck Trespasser to help with Phoenix. I think that everyone thinks that that is what happens, but I don't think that that happens anymore. That is not how the games play out anymore. Trespasser as a sorcery speed thing against Phoenix is like, it's good when you're brute force hitting their graveyard over and over with different things. And we may play some, but I've liked the Bone Crusher Giants, but perhaps that they are worse than perhaps Bone Crusher Giant is worse than Graveyard Trespasser. I have liked the 2 Trespasser in the sideboard. We'll attack for 3 if they don't kill it. I have to assume. Oh, so they're just going for Picklock again. They're just going for Picklock again, so we should definitely just play Fable and then double Bronco the turn after. And this is to play around Spell Pierce. If they have Spell Pierce, they have to play it here, and it ruins their Picklock turn. Trespasser does something against Phoenix. It's not nothing. It's just not as good as it used to be. It's just really not as good as it used to be is all. That's all. Yeah, they were always able to do that, Amorous. It's not really about that. It's about their deck operating their deck operates at instant speed now thanks to Picklock Prankster until they go for Phoenix. And so their Phoenix is basically never vulnerable to Graveyard Trespasser if they don't want it to be. Alright, so we're gonna get Phoenix this turn. See, like if we had Trespasser here, nothing, it would do nothing, right? And here comes Phoenix, right? They killed both things, and now we play 2 Bronco and hope it's good enough. And hope they don't have Treasure Cruise. I think I'm going to discard this Go for the Throat. If I draw a land, I'll discard one of the 2 lands. I want to keep one of the lands so I can double Bronco, though. Alright, so we'll pitch 2 removal spells that are pretty weak. Liliana the Veil is pretty weak in this matchup. But maybe in tandem with some Graveyard Hate, it's okay. X Blue, thanks for the follow. Like I said, I think Trespasser is solid in the matchup. And it's definitely better than Bone Crusher Giant. But it is not like a reason to play Bone Crusher Giant. It's not a reason to play Trespasser is that it's good against Phoenix. It's just a good card in general. Like, there's no more pieces of the puzzle. Their deck operates a turn faster than it used to. And it operates a lot at instant speed, which it didn't used to. And all of that together makes Trespasser a lot worse. That's why most of the things that beat Phoenix are static in play. You know, oh, we discard all our removal now, and we're going to lose the frickin' Ledger Shredder? Watch this. It's going to be great. Maybe they don't have removal. We'll probably play another Fable. We'll play this Fable, and we'll use the 2 Fables to saddle one of the Broncos. Maybe we won't. If they let me attack with both, I'll just attack with both. I don't care. You have to declare saddle before attacks? Saddle only is a sorcery. Okay. That's fine. We'll probably take too much damage here. But they let me saddle, or they let me attack. I guess they should do it during my beginning combat, and I should saddle before I attack. So that's me not understanding saddle. At sorcery speed only. Good to know. With crew, you can do it in a different window. All right. Well, this is pain. Do you think Hearst could be played main? No, I think Hearst main is not good. I guess next turn we have to hope that Reflection gets to be used with Bloodtithe Harvester, and we have to probably kill multiple things. So we're going to go ahead and play Harvester now, so we have a chance to activate itself and the Reflection copy. But they get a loot off the Shredder, and they're discarding a spell. It's all bad. I know, Gina. I like this live version too, off of oh, what, man, what was the name of the little 5-song thing that has the countdown song? What's up, Daryl? How's it going? Welcome. Yeah, they came out with a live album that had the countdown song. I can't remember the name of the countdown song. It's gonna kill me. What else is gonna kill me is this freaking Arclight Phoenix. We're basically dead. That's fine. Okay, all right. Everything's dead. Yes, yes. You're very big and strong, Mr. Phoenix. All right, go blanks, trespassers, Ashalk, Cage. Edict's bad. Spot removal's okay. Lily's bad. Bone Crusher's bad. I don't think Damping Sphere is very good. I think I'm going to bring in the Duress. I'm going to cut a Fatal Push. I think Extinction Event is okay. Our deck has a little bit of trouble dealing with Phoenix itself. And they are highly incentivized to small ball Phoenix, hit me for 3, or hit me for 6, and then I can use Extinction Event to clear after they've killed all my creatures. I don't think it's a must. It's not a must out of older versions of the deck. It is a must in this version of the deck, I think. I wonder if one of these Fatal Pushes should be another Gopher Throat in case they have... Let's see. Let's cut one more thing and bring in one of the sweep or one of the removal spells. In case they have Young PZ. There are some iterations where I like to side out Bloodtithe Harvester, but this is not one of them. Play first. Hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. Dressed in a Bronco can steal it. I think I'm going to take Spell Pierce because the others are just spinning their wheels. And Pierce can stop something later that I want to resolve. Now we just hope they don't draw removal for a Bronco. I mean, they have plenty of ways to potentially bounce or kill it, Daryl. It's not game over or anything. And plus, they can just hardcast their stuff. It's no more game over than Leyline of the Void. They often have sideboard plans that involve Crackling Drake and Young Pyromancer, which is another reason why we leave in a lot of our creature interaction. All right, well, let's hope we get to attack. And we took the Spell Pierce, so now we get to land this Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I am so smart, SMRT. Bronco gets to swing in. Let's hope they don't have another Spell Pierce off the top. Ooh, we took 4 from Shieldred, but I think that that's fine. Yeah, but it is how they play the game after you have anti-graveyard stuff. They just continuously pressure you via other means, and they have the ability to run you out of stuff. Gravedigger's Cage also doesn't stop the card Treasure Cruise. Yeah, Shredder doesn't survive very much either, Scooter. If I were blue-red, in a perfect world, I would have a sideboard plan that involved no creatures. But then I would side out a bunch of creature removal, and then it's just a dance, right? You have to pick a lane. You just pick whichever side you want to be on. So we know they have... Ooh. Steven's Picklock. So let's see what their last piece of removal is here. And it's a Phoenix. Brutal, man. All right, we're going to pitch Hive and Fatal Push. We'll play Shouldered and Crew, or Saddle, rather. Oh, I keep saying Crew, but it's Saddle. Deal them 1. Crack-a-lackin'. What's crack-a-lackin'? I guess we look and see what's going on over there. Sleight of hand and a bunch of Phoenixes. So we're dead? So I guess we attack with Shieldred, and then I guess we attack with both. Oh, I messed up. We should have pushed this before blocks. I had this F6 or something. Yeah, we should have done this before blocks anyway. And after they saw it, they should have blocked, but they probably forgot the reflection was sitting. All right, so they find Fire Impulse. They can use that to kill Bronco. We can fire up and attack. They should be dead, actually. Island? Did they have Island? They did. I guess they have Picklock to block. Oh, they have a second Picklock. They found another Impulse, but they only have 1 mana. I think they're just dead. They needed... Oh, no, they can get back a Phoenix. They needed to find Axe so they could axe this and get back Phoenix. Yeah, no Axes of Poggers. Alright, so we can duress them, attack. So let's take the damage. They have to chump the Shieldred, and then we get to take it off from them. 3 Phoenix, huh? Thought they had another Fire Impulse, but I guess they Picklocked into Picklock. Does Fable Flip trigger Revolt? Yes. So Revolt says if a card you control is like left play, I think specifically. And the Fable, when it transforms, leaves play and comes back because it's a different card type. Cards that transform into different card types often will exile themselves because they can make for weird things if they just transform and become something else. I don't know how else to put it. That's basically how it goes. Yeah, for Fable specifically, it's to give the backside summoning sickness, and that's true. The extinction events looked medium, but that's because they didn't have removal in their opener. I'm surprised I won the game, to be honest. Here's a good one. Dress in a Bronco will keep. You like K-Command against Phoenix? I don't. It doesn't kill anything. Getting back something and making them discard is not really a winning line. Let's go for a Duress, because Thoughtseize can take Crackling Drake later, and if they Spell Pierce, I'd rather them Pierce this one, I think. The song Feels So You? Yeah. We missed. Very cool. I love spells that are creatures and creatures that are spells. Get Bronco down. Next turn, if they Shredder, we can go for a throat, Thoughtseize, post. If they bounce this, that's fine. Through the Fae finds Axe, that's fine. They might take Consider. They took Axe. Yeah, raise that discard is just like not good enough against the Treasure Cruise deck. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not enough velocity. They want you to fight that game. I'd just rather play a 3-drop that's hard to kill. I'd rather just play Trespasser or whatever. Colgan's Command shines in a much different style of matchup than previous years. Oh, okay, well, we get to draw. I think I'm just going to play Harvester. I can't believe they didn't kill my thing. And I guess they're just going to pick locks again. I can't really understand why they would do what they did. Unless they're just picking lock again. That's fine, Bog. You can take my answer or not. But to continue the line of conversation after I've said my statements or whatever, you know. Take it however you want. That's fine. But I think you're wrong. And until you show me otherwise, you know. In a turn, they bounce my thing. That's better. They let me draw a card. That's great. I don't mind taking some damage from my Bronco. Free the Fae. So they find a Phoenix. They put Cruise in hand so they can cruise. Man, this is brutal. I guess I'll just play Shoulder next turn. No, I mean, they're going for this turn. They have 8 cards in hand. 3 things in Adventure. They never played Ledger Shredder, which is awkward. I wonder if I should have Thoughtseize last turn, but I just didn't have like a good play, I don't think. Killing Phoenix here is awkward. I want to wait on the Go Blank, I guess, as well. So I think I'm just going to play Shieldred. I guess I can Bronco plus Go Blank. And then the turn after I can maybe Thoughtseize plus... Or sorry, I can go Bronco, go for a throw, and then after that I can go Blank, Thoughtseize, something like that. I guess I can kill this now and then go Blank, Thoughtseize. Maybe that's better. Double Axe. Take the Drake. They discarded the 2 steam vents. Okay. They discarded Impulse, so we know they have Pierce 2 Axe. So we'll main phase go for a throw at this probably, and then play Bronco. I wish I hadn't played this on red. Almost every time I play it on red, I regret. I'm already at 10. So, and I can't really rely on Shield Red here. This is brutal. When did I play this on red? The turn I played Trespasser? Bloodtithe Harvester, rather? We're just going to die to the creatures. The duress missing on 1 is a nightmare. Their hand was just like very well set up to defend against it, which sucks. Maybe I should have Thoughtseize on 1, but I think duress just hits 99% of the time there. We just got bricked. Actually, let's go Grafdigger's Cage. Pierce. I don't really care about it. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna play Harvester and Saddle. And we know they have Axe, and they can Axe the Bronco, but I'm gonna attack just to draw, but they just don't even care. See if they pitch the other Axe. All right, so they pitch Pierce, so they have Axe left. Okay, so they attack me for 2. If I Thoughtseize myself down to 6, they attack me for 4. I think I have to wait. I don't think I can Thoughtseize the Axe and take damage. I lost this game playing this on red, which is funny. I lost it on the duress, and I lost it on playing this on red. I took too much damage because of it. I didn't realize. We'll take 2. And I guess, just discard Thoughtseize. We can maybe get lucky and draw like a land somewhere and then a useless card. And then we'll be able to discard one of them. Although maybe I can't. Maybe because I need to kill one of these Pranksters with Harvester. I think I'm going to go for it because I'm just losing on the board. And again, they have the Axe for this. Maybe playing it's wrong then. Maybe I try to draw a Fatal Push for the Brazen Borrower. Yeah, I think I just slightly missequenced early and it cascaded pretty badly. I needed to draw a Black Sorcerer and deal me damage. I needed the duress to hit. I needed the turn where they drew Cruise to not draw the Cruise. I don't know. It's fine. We're gonna go to 1. They have Hall of the Storm Giants, a million other things. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Okay, GG. Alright, so we went 3 and 2. Phoenix has continued to be a hard matchup for Rakdos strategies. If we really want help in the matchups, we got to get rid of Bone Crusher Giant. And I think that that's probably the way we're going to go. I think maybe we can trim back on Lily Honor the Veil as well. It was much worse in this league than in previous leagues. I didn't play against any Azorius Control or Niv Mizzet, and I think that that's somewhat common. Those decks go through ins and outs in terms of what's popular. I would probably cut this Lily. I'll basically just change the deck how I think I will change it. And I think we want another Shoulder's Edict. And I think I want to go minus these 2 Haunted Ridge. I think we want 1 Sulphur Springs. And I think we want 2 or 3 Graveyard Trespasser. And then I got 2 slots that are basically just open. And I now have some sideboard slots that are open too. Maybe it's Reckoner Bankbuster. Maybe it's Smuggler's Copter. I think Smuggler's Copter or Reckoner Bankbuster are both fine. They both accomplish similar things. We could probably do like 1 Trespasser and 1 more Trespasser and 1 other thing. The 26 land is also not off the table. It's just something I think we could probably get away with playing 25. We're like slightly a little unable to use our extra mana. We flooded a little too badly in too many spots. The 3rd Silver Spring is also a little dangerous because it just deals us a lot of damage like we saw in that game. And when you're playing Caustic Bronco, every little point matters, which is why we were playing Haunted Ridge in the first place. But not being able to play your red spells on 2 when half of your red spells cost 2 is a huge deal. Yeah, too many edicts without Bowman. That's certainly true. Maybe the Shouldered Edicts can be other removal spells. Maybe we don't need 3 of that 2-mana removal. We could probably swap this Go for the Throats, but I like having the answer to Liliana of the Veils on the other side of the table. I like having Edict in general when we're playing Liliana of the Veil because it's just a brute force effect of sacrifice, 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 which ultimately just becomes spot removal if you have enough of it. Sideboard was pretty solid. I don't love the extinction events. I'd probably go down to 1, just play 1 and play 3 Path of Peril again. The Go Blanks were pretty good when I drew them. The extra Go for the Throat was mid. But maybe without the 1 in the main deck, it's fine. The Ashiok was pretty weak. The Damning Spheres we never drew. And the Cage was okay. So, alright, that's basically where I'm at. I'll try to figure out what I want to do with these last 2 slots. When I do, I'll be writing a sideboard guide for Bronco for the Patreon. If you're interested, make sure to check out patreon.com/Tandy. Check out our sponsors. Apex Gaming is a game store out of Caldwell, Ohio. I do commentary for their live events that they do once every 45 days or so. And I'll be doing commentary with Ross Merriam over our double Modern Open in July. We're going to have a Modern Open on Saturday and a Modern Open on Sunday. If you're interested in joining us, maybe getting your face on coverage, playing a cool new brew with Modern Horizons 3, make sure to check out apexgaming.gg for more information. Shout out to Moxfield for being a sponsor. Moxfield.com is a great website for building and sharing deck lists with your friends. Check out Moxfield.com. If you're interested in seeing my decks, oh my god. Spike! My man Spike. That's a big raid, man. Thank you so much. Howdy. How's it going? I'm Tandy. We're playing Pioneer. We just finished a league. We're going to be playing another league in a minute. I'm doing my sponsor run. Make sure to check out our sponsors, Apex Gaming. ApexGaming.gg. Thanks, Spike, for the sub. 37 months. That's Todd. Please message me back on Twitter. No rush. Oh, no. I don't see it. That's a big raid. Thanks for the follows. Appreciate y'all. All right, here we go. Here's the sponsors. Apex Gaming is a game store out of Caldwell, Ohio. You can check out apexgaming.gg for information about their tournament series. I do commentary with Ross Merriam. We have a double Modern Open coming up in July. We'd love to have y'all out. Thanks to Moxfield.com. It's a great deck building website. You can use Moxfield.com to build and share decks with your friends. If you are interested in seeing my deck list, !deck or deck list in chat will get you there. You can also check the link description below if you're watching this on YouTube and find my Moxfield link there. Also, shout out to Games and Comics Paradise. Games and Comics Paradise is a game store out of Fairfax, Virginia. They specialize in trading card games. They sell singles for all manner of trading card games, including Disney's Lorcana and Magic the Gathering. Check out gcparadise.com and pick you up all you need for your deck today. Thank you so much to everyone for hanging out today. That's going to do it for me. We're going to see you later. Hit the like and subscribe button on your way out.